In this 20-minute Vinyasa yoga flow, we'll use poses to wake up the body and mind while focusing on areas that may be tight after a night's rest. Let's begin in an easy seated pose. Let the eyes close and start to tune into your yogi breath, taking a deep inhale through the nose and then a long, deep exhale through the nose. Just using this time and this breath to get centered and prepare for practice. So deep inhale and deep exhale. And then blink the eyes open and ground the left fingertips right outside of the left hip. Lift the right arm up towards the sky. Inhale, lengthen, and on the exhale, start to side bend over to the left. If you want to walk those left fingertips out a little bit more, feel free to do so. On the inhale, lengthen a bit more through the right side body. On the exhale, start to swivel the chest up towards the sky, maybe even gazing up. Then use the core to bring you back through center. We'll set up for the other side, so we'll take right fingertips to the ground. Left arm reaches up towards the sky, lengthening on the inhale, and on the exhale, start to side bend over to the right. Inhale, lengthen through the left side body. On the exhale, bend a little bit deeper. Maybe start to swivel the chest open towards the sky and gazing up as well. And the next inhale brings us back through center. From here, we're going to make our way into tabletop position. So coming onto hands and knees, we'll spread the fingers wide, align wrists directly below shoulders, knees directly below hips. The spine is neutral, and we'll start to lift the right arm out to the right. Inhale, and on the exhale, we'll sweep the right arm over to the left side, right in between the left arm and the left leg. We'll lower the right shoulder and the right ear to gently rest on the ground. Turn the right palm to face upwards, so you should really feel the stretch opening your shoulder blades. And then press firmly into your left hand, lifting the head and the arm back out of the pose and into tabletop. On the inhale this time, we'll lift the left arm out to the left side, and on the exhale, start to thread it through over to the right side, lowering the left shoulder to the ground, the left ear, palm is facing up. Deep inhale, deep exhale. The next inhale brings us back through center again into our tabletop. Realign, finding a neutral spine, and then start to extend your left leg out long behind you, toes resting on the ground. Right fingertips come forward. Inhale, and then start to lift both simultaneously off of the ground. So we're reaching right fingers forward with a straight arm, left toes back with a straight leg. Inhale, lengthen, maybe even looking forward. Exhale to come back down. This time we'll extend the right leg behind us and the left hand comes forward. Use the fingertips and the toe tips to stabilize, and then on the next inhale we lift up. So reaching from fingertip to toe tip again, maybe gazing forward, using the core to stabilize, and the next exhale brings us back down into tabletop. Go ahead and tuck the toes and start to lift the hips up and back, straightening the legs, pushing the chest closer towards the thighs into our first downward dog. Start to pedal the feet, opening up through the legs or making any other movements or adjustments that you may need just to wake up the body. Remember the breath. Deep inhale through the nose. Deep exhale through the nose. And then settle into your neutral downward dog, finding stillness. And on the next inhale, we'll shift forward into our plank pose. So an easy way to make sure that we're in right alignment here is we should have an even slant all the way from the head to the heels. Core should be firmly engaged, the quads should be engaged. And on the next exhale, we'll lower the knees to the ground, bend the elbows in towards the ribs, and slowly lower the torso down as well. When you get there, untuck the toes, pressing it into the tops of the feet. Keep the hands grounded where they are. They should be right outside of the chest. And on the next inhale, start to lift the head and the chest away from the ground, pulling the elbows in towards one another. When you get to your highest point, lift the hands about an inch off of the ground, just letting them hover, still pulling the elbows in, lifting the chest higher. On the next exhale, ground the hands and lower the chest slowly back down to the ground. Tuck the toes, press firmly into the hands, keeping the knees grounded. We'll push the hips up and back, letting the chest melt to the ground, arms extending out long. And then we'll lift the knees off of the ground, sending the hips up and back again into downward dog. Start to lift the right leg towards the sky into your three-legged dog. Start to bend the knee and then open the hip. Square the hips back off, and we'll send the right knee towards the nose. So we're going to get really rounded through the spine, pulling everything up. And then step the right foot between the hands. Left knee finds the ground, low lunge. Lift the arms up overhead. You should feel a gentle stretch in your left hip. Make sure that that front knee is in line with the ankle. Get long through the side body, extending all the way up through the fingertips. On the exhale, we'll ground the left palm to the inside of the right foot. Tuck the toes, lift the back knee off of the ground, getting really strong and firm through that back leg. Lift the right arm to the sky, maybe gazing up as well for a twist. Inhale, reach a little bit higher. And exhale, plant the right hand to the outside of the right foot. Step the back foot forward into your forward fold. We'll spend a few breaths here since this is our first forward fold probably of the day. So really make this pose your own. If you want to rock back and forth, side to side, grasp opposite elbows, shake or nod the head, whatever you may need right now. So we want to really release through the back side of the body, through the spine, through the hamstrings, through the neck. Find stillness in your forward fold, coming back to neutral. And on the next inhale, we'll rise all the way up to stand, arms reaching up overhead. And then exhale, fold forward again, hinging at the hips. We'll inhale into a flat back, pushing palms into the shins, straightening the arms, flattening the back, rolling the shoulders back, gazing directly down. The next exhale, we fold back in. We'll plant the palms, stepping back to our plank position on the inhale. And on the exhale, we'll bend the elbows in towards the ribs, lowering the entire body simultaneously into our chaturanga pose. We'll inhale into upward dog, straightening the arms, coming onto the tops of the feet. Elongate through the collarbones, roll the shoulders back, gazing forward, maybe slightly up. And we'll exhale into our downward dog. Lift the left leg this time into three-legged dog towards the sky. We'll bend the knee, start to open the hip, maybe stacking the hips on top of one another. Square the hips back off again. Pull the left knee in towards the nose, rounding through the back again. And then we'll step the left foot in between the hands, ground the back knee, lifting the arms up overhead, getting long through the torso, low lunge. If you want to take a slight back bend here, feel free just to kind of arch back, gazing up. But the main key here is just to get a gentle opening through that right hip flexor. On the next exhale, ground the right hand to the inside of the left foot. Lift up off of the back knee. Lift left arm to the sky. So keep straightening through that back leg by pulling the right heel down closer to the ground. Start to gaze up past the left fingertips, swiveling the chest open towards the sky. Inhale, lengthen. And on the exhale, plant the left hand to the outside of the left foot. Powerfully step the back foot forward into your forward fold. Remember, long, deep inhale through the nose, and long, deep exhale through the nose. Plant the right fingertips to the ground or to a block, bend the right knee, lift the left arm to the sky, gazing up past the left fingertips for a gentle twist and hamstring opener. Inhale to open a little bit more, and exhale to come back down through center. This time we'll plant the left fingertips, bending the left knee, reach the right arm towards the sky. So swivel the chest open more towards the sky, gazing up. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, come back down through center again. Inhale to lift all the way up to stand, arms reaching up. Exhale to fold, hinging at the hips. Inhale to halfway lift, push palms into shins, look forward. Exhale, fold back in. Inhale, plant the palms, stepping into your plank position. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows to ribs, lowering down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Lift the right leg high to the sky into your three-legged dog. Sweep the right leg forward. Plant the foot in between the hands, swivel the back heel down, reach the arms up overhead, warrior one. So we're trying to square the hips, both hip points facing forward. We have a 90-degree bend in the front leg, and we're extending, elongating through the side body. On the exhale, we'll open up into warrior two. So this time the arms come to a T, the gaze is out over the front fingertips, and we're trying to open the hips. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, flip the front palm so it's facing up, and start to lift the right arm up and then back, reverse warrior. Keep the bend in the front knee, really extend through the right side body, and then use the core to bring you back up into your warrior two. Coming into triangle pose, we straighten the front leg, start to reach the right hand forward while the left hip reaches back. When we get to the furthest point and we can't reach anymore, start to cartwheel the hand down. Left arm reaches up. The hip should still be in alignment from that warrior two, so they're still trying to open here. And we're swiveling the chest towards the sky, gazing up past the top fingertips. Try not to hyperextend through the knees. And coming out of the pose, we'll bend through the front knee, look down, swivel the back foot forward, and plant the fingertips or the entire palm into a lunge. Then power through the back foot and step forward into your forward fold. Inhale to rise all the way up to stand, arms reach up towards the sky. Exhale to fold, hinging at the hips. Inhale, we'll halfway lift, press palms into shins, flattening the back. Exhale to fold back in. We'll plant the palms and step back into plank position, inhaling. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. This time we'll lift the left leg into three-legged dog, and then we'll sweep the left leg forward, planting the foot in between the hands, swivel the back heel down, lift the torso up, reaching the arms up overhead, squaring the hips into warrior one. Remember your breath, deep inhale and deep exhale through the nose. Warrior poses can be incredibly powerful, so really tap into your own potential and power. Try to distribute the weight evenly between both feet. Extend through the fingertips. And on the next exhale, we'll open up into warrior two, hips opening, arms come to a T, gazes forward. Make sure that front leg is still at a 90-degree bend. Long, deep inhale through the nose. And then flip the front palm, and on the exhale, we'll reverse our warrior. Left arm reaches back, elongating the left side body. And on the next inhale, the core brings us back to warrior two. Making our way into triangle on the exhale, we straighten the front leg, reach the left arm forward, the hips back, and then float the left arm down to the inside of the left leg. Right arm reaches up. Gaze slowly makes its way up past the top fingertips. The right hip is actively trying to track back, opening. Take a deep inhale to expand. On the exhale, look down, bend through the front knee, swivel the back toes forward into that lunge, and then step the back foot forward. forward fold. Inhale, we'll lift all the way up to stand, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. Inhale to halfway lift, flattening the back. Exhale, fold back in. We'll plant the palms, step back on the inhale into plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Lift the right leg into three-legged dog and then sweep it forward, planting the right foot between the hands. Swivel the back heel down to the right, and we're going to start to walk the body over and open to the left side. So we're in a wide-legged forward fold. So both feet should be facing, pointing at that left side of your mat. The heels should be in line with one another, and we'll slightly sickle the feet in so the toes kind of come in just a little bit. From here, just let the body hang heavy. We'll be here for a few deep breaths. Let the neck hang heavy. If you find that the stretch is too intense, just bring the feet a little closer together. And again, make sure you're not hyperextending through the knees, so you may need to take a slight micro bend. And then plant the fingertips, find a flat back, rolling the shoulders back, and then heel toe the feet in towards one another until you get a little bit wider than hip distance apart. This time we'll turn the toes outward so heels sickle in, and we'll inhale to lift all the way up to stand. Lift the arms up overhead, bring the palms to touch, start to bend the knees deeply, sinking the hips, squatting. Coming into goddess pose, and the legs should actually be at 90-degree angles with knees directly above ankles. We'll bring the arms into cactus position, so also bending the arms at 90-degree angles, fingers facing upwards. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, we'll side bend over to the right, touch right elbow to right knee, left arm extends, getting long through the side body. Inhale, come back to center, go over to the left side. We gaze up past the right extended arm. Inhale, come back to center, exhale, float over to the right side. Side bend, use the core. Inhale, back through center again. Exhale, over to the left. On the inhale, use the core to bring you back through center. Sink a little bit deeper. And then straighten the legs, reaching the arms up. Turn the toes in again. And on the exhale, fold forward over the legs. From here, start to heel toe the feet in until they come to touch in your regular forward fold. Take a moment to just notice how your body feels now as opposed to at the beginning of class. And then bend the knees, sink the hips, finding your way into a seated position. We're going to come into fire log pose to stretch the hips. So with the left leg grounded, we're going to take the right leg, placing it on top of the left, aligning right ankle directly above left knee and right knee directly above left ankle. So with the legs stacked and the shins parallel, you can either stay here, or if you need a little more stretch, and especially if there's little to no space between the stacked legs, then start to walk the fingertips forward, letting the chest melt towards the ground. To protect the knees, make sure in whatever position you're in that both feet are flexed. Take a long, deep inhale through the nose. And on the exhale, start to slowly rise out of the pose. We'll set up on the other side, so this time we'll ground through the right leg, start to stack the left leg on top. So this time we're aligning left ankle directly above right knee and left knee directly above right ankle. Make sure that both feet are flexed, and then inhale, lengthening through the spine. And you can either stay here, or if you'd like to walk the fingertips forward again and go a little bit deeper into the pose, into the hip opener, then go ahead and do so. The hips can get tight for so many reasons, whether it's from sitting during the day, or walking excessively, biking, running, and they can hold a lot of tension and stress, so it's really important that we release. So take a long, deep inhale through the nose. On the exhale, slowly emerge from the pose. Carefully uncross the legs And then swing the legs in front of you, bringing the soles of the feet to the ground with bent knees. Reach the arms out long and slowly, one vertebra at a time, use the core to lower your torso down to the ground. The neck and head are the last to rest. When you get there, keep the legs where they are, and then let the knees fall over to the right side, gentle twist. Feel free to bring the arms into cactus position to open a little more through the chest. On the inhale, come back through center. And on the exhale, let the core guide the knees over to the left this time. And then we'll come back through center again. Hug both knees in towards the chest, grabbing at the shins. Deep inhale. And then we're going to take our grip to the right shin, extend the left leg out long again, resting it on the ground. And then take the right hand to grasp the inside of the right knee. The left hand rests firmly on the left hip. And with the right knee at a 90-degree angle, let it fall open to the right side. Come back through center, and this time we'll take the left hand to the outside of the right knee and let the leg fall over to the left. Gaze is out to the right. Arm can extend out long to the right as well. Long, deep inhale through the nose. Long, deep exhale. And then use the core to bring the leg back through center again. Hug both knees in again, and then we'll hug just the left leg, extend right leg out long. And then we'll take left hand to the inside of the left knee. The right hand is pushing that right hip down, keeping it in place. And then we open the left knee out to the left, opening the hips. Remember the breath. The next inhale brings you back through center. Switch the grip, so this time right hand grabs the outside of the left knee, and we twist over to the right side. The left arm reaches out long, and we gaze over to the left side. Deep inhale through the nose, gentle twist. And then slowly come back through center again. Our final pose, Shavasana, our resting pose. Extend both legs out long, the arms out long. Let the eyes close. This is your moment to just be. You have the rest of your day ahead of you, so just take these last few moments of silence and presentness and mindfulness just to yourself. Emerging out of Shavasana, we'll roll over onto one side and gently push our way up into a seated position. Let the eyes remain closed. Take a deep inhale through the nose, and then open the mouth and audibly exhale, releasing, letting everything from yesterday go. Today is a new day. And take one last deep inhale, setting and sealing intentions, goals, or even just positive energy for the rest of your day. And deeply exhale, blinking the eyes open. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.